So welcome to today's leg session, guys. I'll be honest with you, the last thing I want to do today is train legs. The last thing I want to do is be in the gym really, let alone training legs. But we're not going to make excuses, we're going to get it done. And I've got excuses that I could use. You know, my head's thumping, I've had minimal sleep the past few nights. You know, the list goes on, but we're here, we're going to get it done. It might not be the best workout I've ever had, but even if we just go through the motions today, it's still better than not doing anything at all. So still gonna try and push ourselves, don't get it twisted, but yeah, today is just one of those days. Just do a few warm-up reps. Listen, only you know whether you're just making an excuse for yourself or whether there is a genuine reason for avoiding something or adapting something. So for me today, there's an argument that could be made that I'm just making an excuse or finding an excuse, looking for an excuse to not train hard today. But genuinely, I've been ill. My quality of sleep lately has been terrible. And because of my illness, I still got a really bad cough. And every time I cough, it feels like my head's about to explode. I've got the worst migraine. So, especially on exercises like squats, which are very taxing on the whole body, you know, if I start pushing to failure and my head starts hurting, you know, I might be doing more damage than I'm doing good. So, I'm gonna play it by ear, see how I feel. But if I'm not pushing myself to 100%, there's a genuine reason for that. Whew. I can already see the progression on this exercise. It's only been 3 or 4 weeks back at it now, but on my first couple of weeks, I was hitting this weight for about 8 reps maximum. And now I'm already getting 10 clean reps, so being able to see the progression is really motivating. And it's just an indicator that I'm on the right track and doing the right things, so just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. It's a cliche saying, don't fix it if it ain't broke. You know, if you're getting stronger, if you're building muscle, stick with that formula. You know, you only need to go back to the drawing boards or consider making tweaks and adjustments if you start hitting plateaus and stop making progress. But if what you're doing is working, then stick with it. All right, we're gonna get in our third and final set now. You might have noticed, the way I'm doing these squats, guys, I'm literally going ass to grass. I'm not going parallel, I'm not going slightly below parallel. You know, I'm not coming to here. I am literally going as far down as I possibly can. And the reason for that is, it just extends the range of motion on particularly the quads and the glutes. So it becomes a bit more quad dominant or quad focused. For me, I just prefer the added range of motion. I like to be strong in all parts of the range of motion. And I also, I've mentioned it before, but I also have an injury with my groin. So whenever I squat heavy weight, particularly free weights, barbell, not using the Smith machine, I get an unbearable pain in my groin. And so using the Smith machine takes away some of that stability that my hips are trying to create, and going light and full range of motion just enables me to lower the weight but still keep the difficulty on the exercise. Because if you're just used to going parallel and back up, try doing the same weight going ass to grass. You're probably gonna have to cut the weight in half. So it's very humbling for the ego, but great for the quads. That added range of motion, you will feel that in your quads. So give it a go, see if you get on with it. Again, you don't have to do it exactly like I'm doing it. You can do it any variation of a squat, all right? As long as you put your compound lifts at the beginning of your workout, you're good to go. But no more resting. Let's get this set. All right, moving on to dumbbell RDLs. So with the dumbbell RDLs, I was going to do 3 sets, but I skipped the last set, so I only did 2 sets. My reasoning for that is, like I said earlier on, I'm feeling really, really ill today. Like, I can feel the pressure on my head just building up. I've got one of the worst migraines I've had probably in my life, to be honest. So like I said, 2 sets out of 3 is better than 0 out of 3, And I just don't want to overexert myself and compromise my immune system. I could have been all right with a rest day today. I could have said, you know what, I'll have a rest day today. And there would have been no harm from that. But for me, the more important thing is just keeping myself in that habit of showing up every day. That's the priority for me, as opposed to having the best workout every single day. It's showing up. Some days are good days, some days are bad days. But yeah, especially on a taxing exercise like RDLs, I just thought I'll cut it short and we'll just focus on some isolation movements. So a higher rep range on this one, guys, because the calves respond better to higher reps due to the type of muscle fiber the calf is predominantly made up of. Let's get it. Last set. So 8 to 12, somewhere within 8 to 12 reps is our target rep range. But as always, towards the end of the workout, we're not so much focused about weight. The focus starts to shift more towards burnout, pump, because our strength isn't going to be as optimal at the end of the workout as it would have been at the beginning of the workout. All right, final set of the leg session, guys. All right, so that wraps up today's leg session. Thank you as always for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.